It would clap when we ran.
Would twerking be more sexy or less?
It would be more sexy because if a bunch of girls were twerking at the same time, you'd get a round of applause. And from the womb is birthed a new episode of Fess Up. It is the 7th one.
And on the 7th episode, God said, "This stuff is the shit."
Hey, what's up?
Woo.
Hey everybody, this is episode 7 of Fess Up. I am Amy.
I'm Marissa.
And I'm Eno.
Oh my.
And we are the Fess Sisters, here to soothe your auditory needs and your chuckle bones. Your chuckle bones will be soothed by this lovely podcast.
But not in an ASMR way.
Okay, guys. So we talked about what Disney dad we would like to have as our dad, and I thought of another question, which is kind of a follow-up to that question, and that is, what Disney villain would you most like to have as your dad?
I feel as though Hades would be a really nice gay flamboyant dad.
Really nice. He's very mean.
I mean, nice in like nice.
He would be a hilarious dad.
Exactly.
He would be very funny, but then you would make him angry very easily, and he would scream at you.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. I am both pain and panic, so
You are.
I'm used to it.
I, for some reason, feel like Dr. Facilier would be a good dad.
Yeah.
He would trick you into doing the things he wants you to do.
That's fine. So I clean my room at night. Like, he seems like he might be a supportive father.
Yeah, because if you don't do what he wants, you're gonna be punished by demons coming after you in the night.
Hey, they're his friends. You would know them too.
Also,
Yes.
I mean, I already have a demon in my life, and his name is Marissa, so
You're right.
I'm used to it.
Yeah, no, that's true.
He.
I don't know. I feel like Oogie Boogie would be a pretty good dad.
No. No, he wouldn't. You want a bag full of worms that's really bad at gambling to be your dad?
Hey, he always wins the gambling.
No, he doesn't. He just pretends he wins.
Yeah, but he still wins.
Because he doesn't play fair.
Hey, he uses Marissa logic. Anytime Marissa decides something, you say, "That's not true," and she goes, "Yes, it is." And she just keeps repeating it until you give up out of sadness.
I mean, it's a way to get what you want, isn't it?
But it's not a good argument.
Every Disney...
I think Oogie Boogie
I
is your
absolutely
dad.
never said that it was a good argument.
Every Disney villain we come up with, we're relating to Marissa.
Well, that's because she is one. Captain Hook.
Yeah.
Captain Hook is my dad.
2 days ago, I saw a woman with a giant portrait of Captain Hook tattooed onto her arm. The Disney style. Like, there was really no explanation.
I really thought you were going to say giant penis.
No. Captain
Why
Hook.
must everything turn to crassness with you? We're talking about Disney.
All right. I'm thinking King Louie would be a pretty fun dad.
Is he a villain, though?
Of course he's a villain. He was very threatening.
He wants to light you on fire.
But he's like kind of like a... I don't know, he's just like an obstacle kind of a guy. The villain is Shere Khan.
Well, you never said the main villain. He's like a side villain.
I don't know that he's a villain. He's just like...
Of course he's a villain. He's a villain.
I don't think so.
Of course he is. You think he's a good guy? He wants to get fire and he starts bullying Mowgli and won't let him go. He was never going to let him go if he hadn't been seduced by Baloo in a skirt.
He wants to burn down the forest.
I'm looking up what he is considered in the wiki. King Louie.
Oh my goodness.
Jungle Book.
Well, if you're talking about the live action one that they made, he's definitely a villain because that's a creepy ass scene.
I have not seen that. It says he's a minor character. That's all it says.
I'm looking it up now.
It says his scheme is scandalous and he's referred to as a scoundrel by Bagheera, but nevertheless, Louie seems too lighthearted to cause any legitimate harm.
He wants to burn down the whole forest.
He does.
He just wants to learn how to make fire. He doesn't really want to burn it.
King Louie on Villains Wiki. What more do you want?
Villains Wiki, is it the Jungle Book live action?
No.
You typed in King Louie villain, didn't you?
Maybe.
Yeah, see? You are doing leading questions. I typed in King Louie Jungle Book.
Okay, but if Christopher Walken is singing a menacing, I want to be like you, while being a giant ape, then...
We are not talking about this live action because I have not seen it. We are talking about the classic Disney movie, and he is just a monkey. He's like a neutral character.
No, I found the true answer. King Louie is a supporting antagonist.
Where did you read that? Was it the Villains Wiki?
Yes.
Yes, stop!
Okay, but I have a real answer. I want the King of Hearts to be my dad.
Does not exist.
Yes, he does.
Is he perhaps the Queen of Hearts?
You don't know the King of
No,
Hearts?
Amy, the Queen of Hearts has a husband. He's tiny, remember?
That's the King of Hearts, the tiny guy?
Yes. Why do you think he's wearing a giant crown?
Yes.
That's her husband.
I just thought he was designed fun.
It's her husband.
Okay, here's the deal. He doesn't even talk.
Yes, he does.
I don't remember him.
Amy.
You don't remember my dad.
No, I don't. Why do you want him to be your dad?
I have no explanation. I just think he's funny. He's tiny.
That's not really answering the question at all.
Well, I don't
If you
have an answer. I just feel it in my soul.
I want Chernabog to be my dad.
Chernabog would be a supportive dad, yeah.
He would.
The only thing he does in that movie is make the dead people have a dance party. I think that's fantastic. Why not let them have a dance party?
You're right. I think he also causes lava and shit to come around everywhere.
Yeah, but everything gets fixed by the morning.
Yeah, well, I mean, the party got a little out of hand, but a dance party nonetheless.
He's like a very bouncer at a club. He's like, I'm gonna stand here and look menacing while you guys get drunk and run around.
He's pretty fantastic. What about Pegleg Pete? I'm just kidding. Pegleg Pete's terrible.
But Pegleg Pete in like the Goofy movie and stuff, he actually like would probably be an okay dad. He wouldn't be like the best dad in the world, but he would not be like
Disney villain would be a good dad.
No, not true at all.
No, I can't. I don't think any of them would be a great dad. Kronk.
Kronk is barely a villain.
Scar would be a good dad if he had a kid.
Scar had children. He hated his son. And that's why he said, I like the one that's not mine.
He did hate his
Yeah,
son.
he adopted Kovu.
Literally, he saw a kid that wasn't his and was like, better than my son.
Yeah, so the one that was biologically his, he did not like or respect in any way.
Why would you like or respect Nuka?
He looks just like Scar.
Have you seen Nuka? Would you say, hey, here's the thing, I'm going to make this crazy psycho son of mine the new king? No, no one's gonna say that.
Scar was a crazy psycho.
Maybe if he had treated his son better, Nuka wouldn't have been the way he was.
I don't think so. He just had something wrong with him.
Nuka was fabulous. He could be a leader if you would just give him a chance.
He just wanted love.
I don't think that's what he wanted.
He wanted his parents to love him.
No, he wanted them to respect him. That's different.
It is different. I swear that there's a person that I want to say, and I can't think of them.
I can't think of a good answer to this question.
There is one.
There isn't one. Villains are bad. Jafar. Ha ha ha.
No, Jafar would be a bad dad.
Exactly. None of them would be good dads.
Iago.
Iago would be a good dad.
No, he would not.
He would be a good dad.
Yes, he
Of
would.
course he'd be a good dad. He's fun. He's selfish, but you can tell if he had offspring, he would love them.
Because here's the thing.
Like in a biased way.
Yeah, you are just thinking about the Disney villains as mean no matter what. But all the Disney villains are only villains because of their mindset and their goal. Like Iago is just kind of like selfish crony, but if he had kids, would not necessarily be mean to them. He just wants to do what Jafar has to do.
He would be mean on their behalf to get what he wants for them.
Exactly. Iago is a good dad. I would agree with that.
Yes.
And so then there's people like Hades, for example. Hades is only really a villain because he guards the gates of hell. And people say hell is bad. The underworld.
He also does, make sure everyone else goes to hell, and he takes their soul and stuff like that.
But that's all things that he's supposed to do as someone who...
Yeah.
He's just doing his job.
It's his job,
and he's only an antagonist because that's how it goes for Greek gods. So if there are people like him who, and like Dr. Facilier, is he really a bad guy? Nah, he's just like the creepy trickster who like puts everybody in a bad situation, but he's not like actively trying to murder people. He's not like running around Captain Hooking.
No, he gets pleasure out of tricking people. Like, it's like some kind of a very grim prank to him. Like, he thinks it's hilarious. And the whole time, you can tell it's just because he's in debt to his quote-unquote friends on the other side.
Yeah, he's basically like he's a crony of a mob boss. Like, he's gotta do what they say he's gotta do because that's how he's gonna make his money.
Exactly.
So, like, you have to stop thinking about the villains as, well, they are bad, so he can't ever be a good dad. No.
They're not one-dimensional, unless they're Cruella de Vil, in which case they are one-dimensional.
Cruella de Vil is the worst.
He just wanted to make a coat out of puppies.
Wow. Yep.
So innocent. Oh, I remember when we went to Disney when we were little kids, we saw Cruella de Vil out and we got a picture with her and she asked us if we had any dogs and we were like, yeah, Lady. And she's like, I'm gonna make a coat out of Lady. And that was so mean. I was very sad.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
You don't remember that? That happened.
I don't even remember meeting Cruella de Vil ever.
What? You guys, this scarred me. Was no one else concerned for Lady's welfare?
You know I wasn't.
That's true.
I mean, like, in hindsight, I should have been, but I was 4 and I didn't like the fact that she licked me.
You are a horrible person.
No. Just a horrible dog owner.
How can you not...
Truly the worst.
How could you not like when a dog gives you kisses?
Literally.
I was 4 and anything gooey bothered me. It was a sensory thing.
Except you liked goose.
Aha! The plot thickens.
I did not.
You know, Goose made a huge comeback.
Did it?
Yeah.
Can I ask Santa for it and he'll actually bring it to me?
Everywhere in stores, but it's not Goose brand anymore. There's like a million brands and they're all like colored slime, glitter slime.
No, Goose was different. Mm-hmm. Here's a new question.
Okay.
What horror movie franchise would be the easiest to survive? For you personally.
For me personally.
Yes.
Oh, that's a hard question because...
Because you're stupid and you would make all the bad decisions in horror movies?
No, but I do have anxiety and therefore would make troubling decisions. Like, I want to go for, like, my favorite movies, but, I tend to like the ones that are a bit more challenging.
Yeah, like, I would love to just say Saw, but no, I would not survive in a Saw.
No, it would be terrible in Saw. I would be absolutely atrocious in Saw.
I don't know what my sin would be that they would punish me for, but I feel like they would find a reason to make it about bugs, and then the world would end for me. I would just throw myself into the pit of, like, knives or whatever so that I didn't have to touch a bug.
I mean, I'd love to say Scream, because Scream was a very good movie, but the fact that, well, spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen this very old movie, but there were 2 villains that were masquerading as one, so I probably would have had a hard time outsmarting them.
Yeah.
Because I would have thought of it as one person, and it wasn't, and I wouldn't have known that.
True.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I don't know many, like, franchise horror movies.
Karina hates watching horror.
No, I love horror movies. In fact, I have a whole bunch on my queue, and you and Dad never want to watch them.
It's because I thought you didn't like them. This changes everything.
I will allow you to not pick a franchise. Doesn't have to be a franchise.
Oh, okay.
I'd be real good in Jaws because
That's not a horror
would
movie.
not put myself in that situation.
True. But I wouldn't call Jaws a horror movie.
It's not a horror movie. They eat a dog.
What? That's all that it takes to be a horror movie.
A dog gets eaten. And a child. He was like 12. He got
I
eaten.
feel like I'd be fine in Bird Box because I don't care about going outside.
That's true. Karina would be real good at staying inside.
But, like, if you went outside and you had to use your eyes, like, just say everyone around you died because they all went outside, and you now have to fend for yourself if you want to survive, could you navigate in a world without using your eyes?
I think I could because for some reason, ever since I was a child, I've had this fascination with like practicing being blind for no reason except that I would just shut my eyes and navigate. I just thought it was fun. But I, like, to be honest, probably not actually that good at it, but better than someone who hasn't practiced being blind.
True.
Well, the thing is that I suck at navigation, so I probably would end up dying anyway.
I'm too curious. They would say don't look at it, and I would just, I would take a tiny peek.
Oh, yeah. I'd be like, oh, it won't do anything for me right now.
Like, oh, I bet it's real
In a similar vein, I would suck in a quiet place. I literally cannot live my life without
me
being loud
too.
and obnoxious.
I actually probably could do well in a quiet place until something makes me laugh.
Which is like anything.
That's really true.
Like if I'm being like really serious, like if it's really important, I could be quiet, but I can't help my natural loudness in like involuntary situations like sneezing, yawning, laughing.
The thing is, I would probably be okay in a quiet place because I can just be pretty quiet if I need to be. But the thing is that at some point, I'd need to sing. I am a person who just needs to sing a lot.
That's a problem. That is
And
a problem in a quiet place.
So I would die. Because
No. Because your singing will make their faces explode all gross.
Wow. She was coming for you.
That's shrill.
Alien.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's just a fun one. I wouldn't survive it, but I'd have fun. It would be an honor to be eaten by that
I
alien.
just would never survive a horror movie. That's just for sure.
Me neither. I really feel like I would be terrible at it. Like, I'm thinking of all these horror movies that I've seen, and I
thing
wouldn't
is,
live through them.
I probably would never be in any of those, like, oh, the house I just bought is actually haunted scenario because I'd be too afraid to go into the house because I don't like creepy places.
I don't believe in ghosts.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Me neither. I was about to say the same thing. Like, I would buy the most haunted house ever, and then anytime something seemed like a ghost could apparate right in front of me, very obviously, and like yell in my face, and I would laugh because I don't believe in them, and I would somehow justify its not actually existing in my mind because I don't believe in them that much. It'll be like in Peter Pan when they're like, I don't believe in fairies, and the fairy dies. Like, I don't believe in ghosts. The ghost
just it immediately
Just
is sent to the great beyond.
Yes.
They can move on because you just don't believe in them.
Exactly.
Maybe this is cocky of me, but I think that I feel like I could survive a lot of horror movies, is what I'm trying to get at here. I think that I would be able to fight back at a lot of these, like, horrible people. Maybe not like some of the really big, strong ones, like Jason is probably too strong for me. Like, I would probably die if I was in any of the...
Actually, that's a good point, bringing up Freddy, because I have nightmares every night.
That's true.
I'm immune to their effects. I don't get scared by nightmares anymore. Like, I wake up after a nightmare and I'm like, same old, same old. Freddy could do his worst and I'd be like, eh.
There you go. You found one.
Jurassic Park. I know that's not like horror genre, but like it's kind of a horror scenario. Like, you're surrounded by loose dinosaurs. I feel like I could survive that somehow.
I would not survive Jurassic Park, no. I would be eaten off the toilet like the lawyer.
I'd just find a really sealed place and just wait it out.
Even that doesn't work. Look at poor Ray Arnold.
That's true. I think my only advantage in horror movies is if someone is chasing me, I will feel just fine with killing them. Like, I have no moral hang-ups about killing someone that's trying to kill me at all, you know? So, and I mean, all three of us know karate really well. I could take one out real easy.
I also could survive any, like, zombie-centric horror movie. Have all the skills.
I agree with that.
I have all the skills for that.
Me too. Except for the zombie scenarios where the zombies can run.
Yeah, no I Am Legend
then
or
I no
anything.
longer can survive it. If they can only walk, like The Walking Dead, I would do really well in that scenario. But as soon as they start running, I die immediately.
So my question for you is, could you survive without stuff?
Me?
Yes.
Why is this just for me?
Well, it's for anyone who's answering this question.
What kind of stuff do you mean?
Well, I do know one thing about you, which is that you are incredibly lazy.
Yeah.
And would you be able to survive without having the things that you require to, one, be lazy, and two, would you even be able to go out to get yourself new things because you are lazy and you'd want other people in your group to do it?
I would want other people in my group to do it, but I mean, out of
You wanted
pure
ice cream last
necessity,
night. And
I would eventually get the things that I need, but like I would wait a little longer than the average Joe. You know what I mean? I would probably I'd be a scavenger. Like I'd go house to house, and I wouldn't be hunting for my food. I would be eating spoiled food that's real
Marissa-
gross because I'm too lazy to hunt good food.
You know, what were you going to say? I was really interested in that
Marissa
story.
wanted ice cream last night. And
I'm
Dad
a good
wasn't
fisherman.
Let Ina talk.
And
I could get
So
fish,
Marissa
but I
goes,
won't eat fish.
Ina, get me ice cream.
Uh-huh.
And I said, no, get yourself ice cream. And she refused to do it. So
That's not how it went because Ina also wanted ice cream. So I asked her to get us ice cream. She says, no, you get us ice cream. And I was tempted to just get myself ice cream. But then I knew she would be mad at me. So I said
Wow.
no. Clearly that's better.
Not better.
either way, Marissa did not get herself ice cream. And so
But neither did Ina. Because plot twist, Ina is just as lazy, if not lazier, than me.
that's not up for debate. Ina already said she would die in every horror movie.
That's true. Ina has accepted her fate.
I'm just saying, you would not get yourself the things you need.
Marissa's the one trying to prove that she's not lazy. Like, her laziness would not supersede.
I'm just saying, it would. And I'm also saying I would die in every scenario because I wouldn't want to hurt anybody.
I'm not so lazy I would let myself die.
I don't know.
You really think I would just sit on the couch until I'm a skeleton?
Yes.
You're so naive. Skeleton.
Here's the thing, though. I really think that you would do that.
Here's the thing, though. This whole time, I have also been thinking that, but I didn't want to admit it.
You would 100%.
I was arguing for the sake of an argument, but I would sit on the couch
Are
until I
too
was
lazy for a
skeleton.
zombie apocalypse.
I would find because at first I would feel very inspired to live, but then I would, bust into other people's houses, find the comfiest couch I've ever been on in my life,
Just stop
and
it.
just stay there until I am dead.
You 100% would do that, yeah. You would not survive a zombie apocalypse movie. Don't tell me you would. Oh my god. I mean, I guess it depends on your, definition of survive, because those things don't, end. So you would survive. This is being very generous, I give you 2 months.
Really? I was thinking 2 weeks.
I was thinking 2 weeks, and then I was like, I'll be nice, give her 2 months. But I'm glad you agreed 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think the first week will be the week where, I'm kicking butt and, taking my rage out, killing people that I never liked when they were alive, and being really good at the zombie apocalypse. But then the second week, I'll have found the nice couch. And that's it for me.
You'll like break into, like in Zombieland, how they break into the celebrity mansion and they're like, oh,
Exactly.
hey. You'd be like, hey, this is great. And then you'd eat all the food in the fridge and then you just die.
You're like, there's no more ice cream. There's no reason to live.
The thing is, you know that Ina would never ever survive because my first thought anytime I watch like a zombie movie is like, why aren't the people just nice to each other? Like, the people who are still alive, why don't they just be nice to each other?
Would just immediately trust anyone she saw, which is a big mistake.
I'd be like, we're humans, we should stick together and be nice and be alive and form a society. And I would die because of that.
Society already stinks.
Yeah, you can't introduce societies until the first year after the apocalypse. You have to wait a whole year before a society can be breached.
Yeah, there's a year of anarchy. Full anarchy.
To break down all of the walls of capitalism before you can rebuild.
Well, see, that's why Ina would die.
Ina, I think there is one franchise you could survive.
Really? Because I don't see it.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
No. You would survive The Purge because you would find some hole in the ground and you would have zero desire to commit any crimes. Not even like of the I have a lot of problems with The Purge because people would not just kill, but you would not want to do anything. You would lock yourself in like an underground basement or whatever and just wait it out for the night and you would be fine.
Yeah, that's true. No one would find me.
That's the one you would survive, and only because you have absolutely zero desire to do anything illegal.
I would probably hide with her, but then because it's the Purge, I would feel the need to, if we got in a fight, I would, punch her for real. It would be bad.
Well, yeah. I would maybe not survive. Here's the thing. I would want to do all the illegal stuff that they don't show in the Purge movies.
No!
What?
That's a risk.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If that happened, I really don't think 98% of people would kill. But that's why I'm not sure I would survive, because I definitely would go out and be like, I'm gonna run around naked. I'm going to have sex in public. I'm gonna, rob and steal and all that stuff.
It would be Black Friday across the world, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's just
I definitely
robbing.
think stealing would be the thing that happened all the time.
Yes.
Well, I would definitely survive, though, because since I was a child, the only thing I've ever really, really, really wanted in a house is a secret room. And so I would have a good secret room, and I just sit there.
There you go. The only problem then is if someone decides to go arson on you.
Well, yeah.
I just dreamt up a scenario that would get me out of the house, out of a hiding spot. Because I was thinking, nothing's worth risking my life. But then I realized that I could go steal people's doggies.
I was about to say.
I want the dogs.
Yeah, I want them to make a Purge movie. Okay. Remember last week how we talked about making movies? This is the franchise I want to make. I want to make a Purge franchise where they actually treat it like how it would actually go down. And people aren't just killing. It's just anarchy for one day.
Yes.
That's what I want.
Also, I don't think that one day a year would be enough. I really don't think it would. I think once they decided to do once a year, they would break down and be twice a year, 4 times a year. It would keep getting bigger until all of a sudden the world is anarchy.
Probably, yeah. The first movie would 100% be everyone doing absolutely whatever they wanted. And then the second movie would be the Purge stops working because people start doing it on other days of the year, and they're like, we gotta add one more day. And then the third movie is them dealing with, they have too many Purge days. It's now every Saturday is a Purge.
Yes. Oh no, think about the bloodshed that would go down at Disney World. Because so many people would run to Disney World and get in for free because it's the Purge and they don't have to pay.
But no one would be riding or operating the rides.
I know. Well, that would be one thing. But then also say somebody does operate the rides because they're charitable souls. Okay.
Or maybe Disney gives holiday pay for the Purge.
People waiting in line would get mad anyone that slightly annoyed anyone would get murdered, like, or beat up at least.
They'd be like, is it still the purge? Yep.
Like, all of a sudden, there's just, like, dead bodies all over Disney.
There would definitely be holiday pay for, like, people who worked on the purge.
That's actually really true.
Like, they'd be like, all right, we need people who will work at Disney on the purge because this is when we get a lot of business. And then they'd have to give holiday pay, like hella holiday pay, because they might get killed.
But they wouldn't be able to stop anybody from killing because anything's allowed. Actually, I feel like Disney, of all companies, would be like, this is private property. You still have to follow our rules.
Well, the thing is, if you came into Disney, they would take all the weapons away from you when you came in through the gates, because that would still be how it goes.
Right, because they'd be like, this is private property. You still have to follow our rules.
Yeah, I mean, I think that people could still kill with their bare hands and they couldn't do anything about it.
That's true.
But they would definitely take away your guns and your knives and stuff that you brought in your bag, and that would have to be hard. That would make it harder for you.
People could improvise with souvenirs.
We have been talking about this question for entirely too long.
Moving on.
Let's do another question. Speaking of this question, going back to the zombie apocalypse thing. Out of fictional characters, I would like everyone to make their zombie apocalypse dream team. These teams have to be 6 people, and one of these people is you.
Okay.
Here are the 6 roles you have to fill, okay? The leader, the second in command, the scavenger, the medic, the negotiator, and the scientist.
And we have to be one of those 6 people?
You have to be one of those 6.
Question, can they be people from anything or just from, like, zombie apocalypse fiction?
Actually, you cannot pick someone from zombie apocalypse fiction. Yeah.
Oh,
it's got to be fictional characters who have never been in any apocalypse kind of movie.
Okay. I was like, who would be a good scavenger? Wally! Oh no, he'd just get random junk that he thought would be useful, and it wouldn't.
I thought the similar thing. I was like, the collector from Guardians of the Galaxy. And then I was like, he would just pick random shit.
I already put on my list the garbage lady from the Labyrinth.
Karina, that's such a bad idea.
I think it's great.
I like that idea. She could make you a nice house.
Oh no. All of the characters I'm thinking of are Marvel characters. I need diversity.
Do you want to start, Marissa, or you want me to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
Okay, so my leader will be Tony Stark because he's really smart, very confident, and he's just kind of like a genius. So I trust his ideas.
Yeah.
Second in command would be me because I cannot do any of the other jobs.
That's what I had.
And I can be a pretty good leader, but not in the zombie apocalypse. I don't think I'd have the best ideas. So second in command is pretty good. Scavenger is Peter Parker because I'm in love with him and I needed him on my team. Just as a love interest. Doctor or medic would be Dr. House because he is the best doctor.
That's what I had.
Me too.
He's the best doctor. Everyone wants him. He's the dream. Negotiator would be Gina from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, yes.
Because she is all charisma. And then scientist would be Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Because he has an optimistic and zany way of looking at things.
The only one I challenge there, why is Peter Parker, you wanted him on your team, but why did you pick Scavenger?
Because he's got webs, so it'll be faster for him to grab things. And he's sneaky.
He got his webs from creating them.
Yes.
So couldn't he have been your scientist?
He could have, but then I wouldn't have Doc. See, this adds more good things to my team instead of less.
Okay.
Like, it's a bonus that he also can be the scientist field if needed. But he's got good, what's the word? Agility. So he can sneak into places. His spider powers is really an enhancement to the scavenger deal.
Okay.
He's got super strength, so he can carry a lot of stuff. And also, he's attractive, and I want him to be my love interest.
Okay, fine. I'll allow it. My team. So the leader's gonna be me.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I am not typically like the person who wants to be the leader in every situation, but I'm definitely the kind of person who, when there is no leader, I step up.
Mm-hmm.
So I really feel like there won't be a leader for the first couple of weeks, and so I'll be forced to stand up and be like, all right, I'm leading the world through this thing, but also I know what to do in a zombie apocalypse, and also I will eventually want to try to make a better world, sort of a thing. And I feel like I have a good innate ability to like trust people and stuff, so I feel like I could like dole out the roles that other people will have to carry out for me, and I could be like, we want to find people that we can join with and all that jazz, and then everyone else could help me with that. Second in command, I needed somebody who would have similar, like more optimistic ideas of how the world will work, but also is tough and could like hold their own if things get bad and protect people if things get bad, but also won't challenge me. So I came up with Captain America.
That's good. That's good stuff.
Steve Rogers, I think, could fill all those roles. And also could step up if something happened to me.
Right.
Scavenger, who better to scavenge and make use of what they have than a pirate? So Jack Sparrow is my scavenger, and we will never be short on rum. So I feel like he is good at taking things that are he can find random things, and we will never be short on rum. And he also can hide them in weird places and then find them again. That's like what he does in all of those movies. Medic, Dr. House, that is unanimous between all of us. Now, my negotiator, I was like, I need someone with charisma, but I also need someone who's able to like suss out people and also who can kind of like get a feel for like how other groups are run and stuff. And so I was trying to think, who is someone who interacts with a lot of different things? And this person is kind of lacking the charisma, but they definitely can interact with different groups and things, and I picked Rick Sanchez.
Oh no.
And then scientist, I was like, the most important thing about zombie apocalypse is you want to cure the disease. So, who is good at changing people from one thing to another? Yzma. So Yzma's my scientist. She could come up with whatever those potions are and turn all my zombies into llamas, or can turn them all back into people if she can figure that out.
Amazing.
That's smart.
Thank you.
Jack is a good choice. He can find a jar.
You did like Jack? I thought you were going to challenge me for Jack.
I did challenge you at first. I said he's a drunk, but then I realized he swiped that jar of dirt and what was inside it from right under everyone's nose.
I don't mind if you're a drunk as long as you're an effective drunk.
It's true. The only one I challenge on your team is Rick Sanchez as a negotiator.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, why wouldn't he be your scientist? He is an incredible scientist.
Because Yzma is a good scientist.
Yeah, but Rick is better.
He's probably better, but Yzma has the exact goal that I want accomplished as a scientist, and Rick can just help out.
Rick isn't a help out guy, though. That's the thing. Him being on your team, he doesn't follow rules or he wouldn't stick up for you.
Yeah, but he would be able to go to another place, then come back and be like, yo, those guys are really trigger happy, don't go over there. And so then we'd be like, all right, now we can know. And then when I go over to negotiate to a different people, he could be like, oh, they're chill, I guess. I stole all their booze. Burp.
I think since you don't have a Morty on your team, he won't help you.
If you can get him to be a team player, he would be valuable. I just think he's not cooperative.
Maybe. I have to see.
You will see.
I will see. Here's the thing. I think I would be a good negotiator, so I'm not 100%, I don't super feel as though, he is expendable in a way. Because, if he left, my team would not be suffering, because I think Captain America and I would also be good negotiators.
That's kind of true. He almost doesn't really add much to your team.
No, and, even if I picked him for scientist,
Yzma's got you covered.
I have Yzma, yeah.
Well, I guess if you're thinking of him as expendable, then he is a good choice.
He might stick around because Jack Sparrow keeps bringing rum.
That's true. He would be, they would be best buddies and possibly get too drunk and be unproductive some days.
Oh, yeah. All right. Eno, what was yours?
All right. Well, my team is obviously the winning team.
No.
So, for my leader, I have Rosa from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, yeah.
Because she does not need, her relationship with emotions is probably unhealthy, but for a zombie apocalypse, pretty good. Because she's good at cutting herself off from emotion, and she's pretty badass. And if anything happened to her team, she would kill everyone in the room and then herself. So
That's true.
and then this is controversial, but very fantastic. My second in command is Princess Amelia Mionette Thermopolis Rinaldi. Because she defeats the patriarchy. She can defeat zombies.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Then my scavenger is the garbage lady from the labyrinth, because she has a fantastic special ability to carry literally everything like that ever existed upon her back. So, I mean, although she picks up many garbage things, we could find and make useful things out of the garbage things that she picks up. My medic, Dr. House, cause fantastic at medicine and adds that ridiculous, stupid personality that I love so much. Negotiator, me, because I am a good middleman. And, I mean, you know, I think I would be good at it. I'm good at sussing out how people are feeling and all of that stuff, so I would be good at it. And then my scientist is also Dr. Emmett Brown from Back to the Future, because if all else fails, he can change the time that we're in.
Oh, that's not a bad reasoning for that last one, though. As long as he still has an ability to gas up his car,
That is true.
then you can always go back.
Well, that's where our garbage lady comes from, because I'm sure some of those things could be turned into fuel.
That's true, you're right.
That goes for Rick Sanchez, too, because
That's also true.
he could take it to another dimension where there isn't a zombie apocalypse.
Yes, so that is my team.
I think that the garbage lady is going to be both a good thing and a bad thing.
You are gonna have a lot of random shit in your...
You can carry... Yeah, but, like, the thing is, you can still have mementos and things, you know, because she won't mind carrying an extra 2 tons of garbage if it's stuff that's meaningful to you.
Mhm.
But when she finds something that she wants to keep that's junk, or when you finally decide that you want to make room for something else and get rid of something else, you're going to have to fight her, like, so hard. Like, you're going to have to knock her out to take away something of her.
Here's another thing. She is very, very
Slow.
talkative. So every time she finds something, she will have to talk about it for 10 minutes, which is gonna attract zombies.
That's true. She walks slow.
Well, I mean, I can't blame her. She's carrying the world on her
Kind
back.
of creeps along.
Hey, that's okay.
But she also has a house on her. Isn't that a house on her back, technically?
Yeah.
So, like, you guys can all sleep in there.
Yeah.
Just rotate. I think she's a good choice, but she won't get you any food, probably. You have to hunt on your own.
Shelter.
Well, she'll get you some food. Like, you can store some food in there, but she won't throw it out once it rots. So you might, like, finally find some food on her back,
Well,
and
yeah.
it's, like, eaten by rats or, you know, all mold.
Well, you guys just have to be proactive in only getting things that are non-perishable and giving them to her.
Yeah.
If you hunt like a rabbit, you eat that right then and there, and you don't store it ever.
If you give her that rabbit, she will grow a forest on her back because...
The thing is that she grows a forest, we get lots of food from that forest. And she has the rats eating the garbage, we can eat the rats.
She becomes a new ecosystem.
Literally.
I like her.
That surprisingly good twist. I didn't really think about it, her like that. But...
Me either. Hey everybody, please answer this question. We want to hear your answers to this question.
Yes.
We're gonna put up social media posts where you guys can comment on them and let us know, but like, start thinking about your answers.
Yeah.
We want to hear them.
And don't get everybody from the same thing.
No, yeah, change it all up.
Because I almost got everybody from Marvel, and it would have been great, but it was sounding very boring.
Yeah, I thought about it too, and I was like, nah, you gotta only pick one.
Well, I picked 2 because I can't not have my Peter.
I had 0. I don't need Marvel. I've got Princess Amelia Mionette Thermopolis Rinaldi.
Of course you do.
She's Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway's so pretty.
Ina also picked someone that she would be able to date.
Literally.
Yes, a love interest.
I did not pick a love interest, guys. I am so committed to making the apocalypse work for me.
But how are you gonna go without sex?
Oh, I'll have sex, but I'm just saying I didn't pick a love interest. It'll just be sex.
Who would you pick from your team if you had to only pick one? Who would be your go-to sex bud?
It would either be Cap or Jack, but I think it would probably be Jack, because he's got the personality I require.
He's so dirty.
Ina, everyone's dirty in the apocalypse.
That's true, it's true. But I feel like Cap would find a way to keep himself clean.
Probably, yeah. That will be his highest priority. But, like, I can see myself pretty much fooling around with everybody at my party at some point, just, like, get the stress out. But I don't have to be in love with any of them. I couldn't do it with Cap, probably, because Cap would be like, I will only do this if we're in love. And I'm like, yikes.
What about, you could do it with Rick?
Rick is a very sexual man. He has some interesting ideas.
I would also do it with Yzma, Ina. I'm not gonna...
Okay, yeah.
You understand Yzma, but not Rick?
Yzma is wonderful. Yzma is great.
Yzma is scary beyond all reason.
Rick burps every 2 seconds. You want him to burp while you're kissing him?
Well, I could wipe his face.
You will.
Or just not kiss him. I have a no kissing rule with Rick Sanchez. I don't know. Okay, next question. How would life change if butt cracks were horizontal instead of vertical?
Ooh, I feel like it will be easier to sit on something and for it to, like, slide into your crack.
What? We're sliding things into our cracks?
No, not on purpose. It would be an unfortunate thing. Like, you sit and something just goes in there.
I feel like because of the way our legs are set up, it would make our legs sideways.
Oh, no.
It would clap when we ran.
Would twerking be more sexy or less?
It would be more sexy because if a bunch of girls were twerking at the same time, you'd get a round of applause.
And that's sexy?
Oh, so sexy.
I feel like it would look like a mouth.
It would look like a mouth, yeah. People would have a different relationship with either mouths or butts. I don't know which one.
Oh.
Pooping would be harder.
Would it?
I don't think it would.
Yes, it would. Because it'd have to, it'd have to go out far enough to go over your butt cheek, and it would be messier for sure.
Bidets would be more common.
That's true. Bidets should be more common.
They should. You wouldn't have to worry about the whole, you have to wipe back to front thing, because there wouldn't be a line that connected your butt to your vagina.
Yeah, people would get less UTIs and yeast
I am
infections.
all for less UTIs.
The fact that there is kind of like a little pathway leading from the butthole to the genitals is very bad designing.
It is a bad design.
Human bodies are generally designed bad.
Yeah, human bodies could have been done better.
I mean, knees suck, but they're so necessary.
Have you ever stared at a knee for too long?
I try not to.
I think any staring at a knee is too long.
I've definitely stared at a knee and been like, what the fuck is growing on my leg? The same thing with a foot. If you look at a foot for too long, you start questioning everything.
Human bodies are gross.
But boobs are perfect, though.
Boobs are amazing.
Boobs are, especially mine, are perfect.
What if boobs were vertically aligned?
They'd still look good.
Yeah, no, they'd probably still be fine. Bras would be weird as hell, though.
It's just a funny image. Very weird. Okay. This is a question from our biggest fan.
Number one fan!
Number one fan. Prize goes to you at Ben Stutzman11 on Instagram.
Yes!
He asks, if a dying alien race comes to invade our planet, and they'll definitely go extinct if they don't kill us, do you think they have the right to try?
Do they have the right to try? Yes.
Yeah, give it a shot.
But will they win? I don't think so.
Well, I think it depends on what kind of alien they are, honestly.
True.
But, are you kind of, willing to allow it?
I'm not, here's the thing. I am not going to agree with their decision to kill us. But I do think that if I'm thinking about it objectively, they did have the right to try. They had no other choice but to try.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I think that it is definitely something that they should do. I'm not thinking that an alien should come here and be like, oh, but there are like already people living here. Guys, let's just die. We deserve to just die. Like they should try.
Yeah, I respect their attempts to survive.
Well, the thing is, they would have to make us extinct.
Ooh.
So it's really morally like, are they more important than us? And of course they would think that, but it's just like, I don't think that. And it's just like, morally, we're already here. We're not having problems. You're already gonna die, and you have to wipe out us to save yourselves.
Yeah, honestly, maybe they don't have the right to
Exactly.
try because they would be trading one race for another, and they're already on the outs. They're putting themselves above us. That's wrong.
I do have to say, Ina, that I don't know that we're doing that well.
That's a good point. 2050.
Yeah, 2050. We have an expiration date unless
That's
we change
true.
things. So,
Everybody change things so that we don't expire in 2050.
yeah, everyone, please recycle.
Everybody bring down the big corporations that are doing us in.
Bring down big corporations.
I think we should look to France.
Can we see it from here? I'm looking.
Yeah, which direction's France?
Guillotines.
I'm looking in the
I
France
can't see
direction
'em.
and I see a kitchen wall.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I mean, that's true, but the thing is, they've already done that too, to their own planet.
You don't know that.
Well,
Maybe another alien race came to their planet and wiped almost all of them out in an attempt to survive.
so they're gonna do,
Yeah, this could be a nasty chain.
so they're gonna do to us what was done to them that made them angry? That's unfair and stupid.
Are they angry? Maybe they also were like, you know what, dudes? We respect it. I understand you gotta do what you gotta do. We're gonna get out of here so we can do the same thing.
That's a good point.
I just think these aliens, while I understand why they would do it, do not have the moral high ground.
That's true. They don't have the moral high ground, but the way the question was worded, like, do they have the right to try? I feel like give it a shot. See if you can do it. But if you can't, just give up, man. Like,
Yeah.
don't keep trying it all day long.
Yeah, I think that definitely, as far as the question is worded, do they have the right to try? Yes. Morally, should they try? Who knows? It's up in the air, but they definitely deserve to try.
Yeah, they should try, but I think
Yes.
that if we're talking about like rights, like is it right? Probably not.
Yeah.
That was a good question. Thank you, Ben.
Thanks, Ben! Okay, here's another quick one. What's a weird thing you notice about people?
I used to, like when as a child, anytime I looked at anyone, no matter how old they were, I wouldn't even notice it. I would just remember that they all have genitals and would really fuck me up.
I always notice whether or not people have attached, half-attached, or unattached earlobes.
Oh, I feel like we all do that. Like not we all as humans, but just the fesses.
No, I don't pay attention to that.
Yeah, I mean, I started that, definitely,
Amy did do that.
but, like, I think I have gotten you guys to do it. Or at least you, apparently, Marissa.
I mean, the first thing I asked Crystal about our nephews each time they were born was about their earlobes. That is true.
It's important.
Yeah. My earlobes are severely detached.
Yeah, you have crazy detached earlobes. I have like the standard detached amount.
Yeah. Dad's are just on his face.
They are fused to the head.
They're so fused. You know, what do you notice about people?
What I notice about people is very strange and is only a me thing, but a lot of the times people have faces that seem like they don't look human. And so then I look at their face and I'm like, wow, that person really looks like a cyclops. Like, I recognize they have two eyes, but they really look like they only have one. And stuff like that. It's very strange.
You are weird, but I respect it.
There's this one girl who has brown hair, and I can tell it's brown, but when I look at her, it looks gray.
It's like you're seeing their future.
Do you have schizophrenia? Have you been tested?
My psychiatrist said that he doesn't think so, but he thinks that I have the potential to develop it.
You sounded very proud when you said that just now.
So we'll keep an eye on that.
I've accepted it.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever done this? I find at work this happens a lot. Where we'll, like, the store has closed and we're putting stuff back on the shelves, and we're blasting music. And so sometimes I'll hear songs, and like, even though it's the singer that sings whatever song it is, I just picture one of my friends, is usually one that I have just seen throughout the day, singing that song. Whether or not I've heard their singing voice or anything, but like, there'll be songs where I'm like, it seems like this is a Claudia song, and then I'll like look around at Claudia to like see if she's singing, but I know she's not singing because I've heard her singing voice and it doesn't sound the same, but like, there are just some times that like, I'm like, this just sounds like a song that so-and-so should sing.
I have never once done that.
That has not happened to me either, but I'm not judging you.
Do you have schizophrenia?
I don't think that's a schizophrenia thing. I think that's just like I want to cast people and
I
make
have
them
never. That's
sing.
never
like, I
happened
want
to
add
me.
to their repertoire. And I'm like, this should be your next karaoke song.
I'm not judging it either per se, but I feel like it's just not something that happens to most people.
Yeah, probably not.
Another thing that I notice about people is what color their aura is.
You're one of those.
You have to tell us our aura colors now. Go.
What?
You have to tell us our aura colors now.
Marissa's blue.
What shade of blue?
Like a nice light blue.
I've always thought my aura was orange, even though I wanted it to be turquoise, but it's really orange.
Well, you know, it could be orange. I don't know. See, the thing is, it's not like, just like with my other thing, not every single person do I see an aura for, or do I see...
Do I not have an aura? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I am just saying...
Amy, your aura is yellow.
You're not Ina. Ina, I need Ina to tell me. She's the one who sees the auras.
I have synesthesia, okay? I also see auras.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Synesthesia is what's going on here. I mean, the thing is, though, Amy, that I've known you for so long that I think it's just influenced by your favorite color is because I see pink, but, like, I feel like that's just because I know that's your favorite color. But it's like, it's more like I'll just see a person for the first time and I'll be like, wow, that's an orange person, you know?
Guys,
Yes.
it is time for What Two Are You?
Whoa!
What two Stranger Things characters are each of us?
Mm.
Oh my
This is
gosh, this is
topical.
exciting.
Season 3 is being talked
This
about
is
a
so
lot right now.
relevant.
Marissa is Steve Harrington because children love her.
Children also
true,
love
they
me,
do.
though.
Okay, but, like, Marissa seems like someone children wouldn't like, but then they do. They love her.
Okay, I can accept that.
I know. And I'm not even trying.
Yeah, exactly.
I can accept that.
It's like, and Marissa never thought that children would like her. And
I never
they,
did.
Then,
And then-
they just suddenly started to like her, and now every
They
child
did.
likes her.
And now I'm my nephew's favorite aunt. Anyway, Steve's a yes. Okay, I think Amy is Dustin.
Am I Dustin?
I think just because of his really pure energy and his affinity for singing, he's just got, I think, like the vibes. Like, he named his animal D'Artagnan.
That's true,
You know,
yeah.
it's just like a weird niche thing that he liked, that he saw.
And also, he's like often relating things to there was the point in season 2 where they were talking about the Mind Flayer, and he's the one who was like, "Oh, it's like the Mind Flayer, blah 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 blah," and then
Yeah, making the connections and knowing the most about it.
no, but the thing that's important here is that everyone was like, "Oh, whatever," and he tells them all about it, and then they're all like, "Well, how do we defeat it?" And then he goes on a tangent about something completely different.
Yeah,
He's like, "That's how you kill it in the game."
right.
Also, Steve and Dustin are best friends.
True.
Ina?
Will. Ina is Will.
Ina is Will.
That's what I was hoping you would say.
Pure, loves
Yeah,
friendship.
Ina's Will. Also, can I just say, why does all the bad things have to happen to
That's
Will?
a great question. It bothers me.
My life is a movie. It always has been.
Yes.
That's also true. We have talked about that. Also, human disaster.
Human disaster!
Pure bean. That you're 100% Will. There's no even discussion needed.
I know. I was really hoping.
Marissa, your second one is Hopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 That doesn't even need, like, even for listeners at this point, like, I don't feel like they even need further explanation on that one.
No.
No, but I would just want to let everyone know a lot of it is raginess. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's how they know.
And also, I think that if you were to be a boy, I think you would have grown the best mustache.
I probably would have.
Also, you would have a dad bod.
Also that, though, yeah.
Yeah.
So Marissa is a Steve Hopper mix.
Steve Hopper. All right, Amy, your second person.
Lucas's little sister.
Oh my gosh, yes. She's sassy, controlling. She is demanding, persuasive. She knows what she wants, and she's gonna get it.
Mm-hmm. Also, she's cute.
And she's small.
Small.
You're pretty small.
Thanks.
Oh, I just remembered her name. Erica.
Erica!
Erica is her name.
Amy is a Dustin Erica mix. So Ina, I think, I really want to say Bob. Bob, just...
I don't know. Bob might be too pure for this world.
Yeah.
For even
that's
Ina.
true.
Because Bob is dad.
Bob is dad. And also, Will is already really pure. And something we don't explore enough on this podcast is Ina's non-pure side.
I was going to say Nancy.
Ooh. See, that's controversial
hot.
to me.
I know, but here's the thing. She's very, very hot. Lots of people love her. She makes poor decisions.
She does.
Aww.
But she cares deeply about her friends the most.
She is pure for the most part, but she also has a dark side, like Ina.
And I do think that, and she cares about her friends the most.
Yes.
So, when everyone is worrying about Will and, this little kid, she's like, I don't know that kid. I'm worried about my friend who died. We're going to talk about my friend now. And everyone else is like, this kid is literally dying in front of our eyes. And she's like, no, I don't care about him. I care about my friend Barb, who's dead. And she goes around trying to figure shit out for Barb.
Yeah, you're right. So, Ina is Will Nancy. Perfect.
Okay, I have another bit.
Really?
Mm-hmm. This is a quick bit. So this is called Rapid Fire. We have 90 seconds to say as much as we can that fits the topic.
Okay.
No repeats or hesitations. Concentration 64 rules. Ina, Marissa, Amy.
Perfect.
Okay.
Whoever is the last whoever is the next person to go when the timer goes off, or the person that they're stuck on basically, loses, and the other two must roast them.
Okay.
Okay. Things you shouldn't put in a smoothie.
Oh god.
Go.
Flies.
Mayonnaise.
A porcupine.
Ham.
Rotten peaches.
Oh god. Eggs.
Cat hair.
Semen.
Chia seeds.
Your love.
Sweat.
Your love. Poop.
Pee.
Human organs.
A literal can.
Giraffe. Dung.
Rats.
That's
That is
basically poop. Karina, pick again. No repeats.
Hooves.
Rats.
Okay. Bless you, cat. Your cat sneeze.
Turtle shells.
I see Uncle Rob outside. Flowers.
Rubber bands.
And the cement.
Earthworms.
Cow tongue.
Paint.
Glitter.
Dentures.
The sun.
Oh, the sun.
That's so silly.
Okay, we have to roast Ina.
You square-jawed square, you.
This is Ina. 2 legs connected to a head.
That's so true.
I know.
That's all she's with a lot of moles.
A lot of moles and freckles.
And uncombed hair.
Usually.
What?
Oh, here it is. 2 legs and a head, but folded up in the worst possible position.
Right, like all flexible.
Usually on a counter, you counter goblin.
Yes. She is a goblin.
Goblin.
She's a goblin with glasses.
A goblin babe. That's about it for us this week. If you guys want to answer a question, please tweet at us or any of that, comment on our Instagram, post on our Facebook page, all that jazz. And the way you can find us, Twitter is at @FessUp_podcast. Instagram is at FessUpPodcast. Facebook page is FessUp. Our email is thefessuppodcast@gmail.com. So if you want a question, put it in there. Tell your friends. Force your friends to listen to this. Tag your friends in our lovely memes. Let your friends know that we are the best podcast out there. And do all that stuff. Make sure you use the hashtag #UbFest. Anybody have anything else?
I don't know. I'm still hung up on King Louie not being a villain.
King Louie is not a villain. All right, everybody, that's it for us. I've been Amy.
I'm Marissa.
And I'm Ina.
And don't forget to put Dr. House on your zombie apocalypse dream team.
Bye!